I've fallen in love with this car, and it's not just because of its design. It's a genuinely good electric vehicle with good specs, it drives fantastically, and while there's a lot of designy stuff...
What if I told you that the future of electric cars isn't another oversized Tesla or a six-figure luxury SUV? What if the best EVs of 2025 are smaller, more creative, more fun, and surprisingly affordable? This is the year city hatchbacks, zippy crossovers, and clever runabouts finally dethrone the old guard. If you want your next electric car to fit your life, your driveway, and your wallet, you'll want to hear this, because the best small EVs of 2025 are rewriting every rule, and only one of them can be crowned the real king. Renault 5 E-Tech, the return of a legend. This is the comeback nobody saw coming and everyone secretly hoped for. When Renault announced it was resurrecting the legendary R5 as a full battery electric, the internet exploded with nostalgia and skepticism. Could they possibly capture the spirit of the original, or would it be another retro rehash, all style and no substance? The answer landed in 2025, and it hit like a bolt of lightning. The Renault 5 E-Tech doesn't just copy its ancestors' boxy, mischievous looks, it fully modernizes them. Every line, every color, even the squared-off LED headlights are a wink to history. But beneath the skin, this is cutting-edge electric engineering. The 52 kilowatt-hour battery means a realistic range of up to 250 miles, enough for a week of city life or a cross-country escape. Owners report they can push even further in the right conditions, all while spending less time at the charger than rivals. Step inside and you're greeted by a cabin that balances playfulness and practicality. Forget dull, grey plastic. Renault went all in with colour, light, and smart design. The seats are firm yet inviting, with bold fabric choices that feel more boutique than basic. There's enough room for 4 adults, yes, even in the back, plus a boot big enough for urban living. The dash is dominated by Renault's crisp OpenR Link screen, featuring built-in Google Maps and seamless smartphone mirroring, so everything feels familiar from the first drive. On the road, the 5 E-Tech delivers a masterclass in fun to drive. Instant torque means you dart through gaps in traffic with a grin, and the low center of gravity gives it a planted, agile feel that's rare in this class. But it's not just quick, it's refined, soaking up potholes and rough pavement with a soft edge, always encouraging you to enjoy the journey rather than just tick off the miles. But here's what makes the Renault 5 truly special in 2025. It has character. This isn't a generic eco-pod. Owners talk about how people smile, wave, and ask questions at every stoplight. It's a car that makes everyday life feel a little bit cinematic, a little bit brighter. There are more expensive, faster, even roomier EVs on the market, but none nail the mix of nostalgia, usability, and pure driving joy quite like this one. If you want a small electric that feels alive, the Renault 5 E-Tech is your new benchmark. Ready for something even bolder? The next EV on this list has heritage that's pure British and an attitude that's anything but subtle. Mini Cooper G, urban icon, electrified. Some cars wear their history on their sleeve, but none flaunt it quite like the Mini Cooper SE. For 2025, Mini's classic hatch goes fully electric. No half measures, no apologies. The result is a city car that's instantly recognizable, impossibly fun, and surprisingly practical in daily use. The first thing you notice is the stance. Wheels at the corners, stubby bonnet, and a design that makes every parking space feel twice as big. But Mini didn't just restyle its icon for the electric age. They re-engineered the chassis, dropping in a 54.2 kilowatt-hour battery and a lively 215 horsepower motor that turns every commute into a mini Grand Prix. Real-world range is a solid 240 miles, enough for a week of city commutes and the occasional out-of-town adventure, as long as you plan ahead. Inside, the cabin is classic Mini meets high-tech lounge. There's a big, circular OLED center screen, toggle switches that feel lifted from a fighter jet, and seats that hug you in all the right places. Space is still tight in the back, but up front it's airy, cheerful, and surprisingly refined. Ambient lighting, wireless Apple CarPlay, and a booming Harman Kardon sound system make even a trip to the supermarket feel like an event. Driving the Cooper SE is where the magic really happens. The steering is sharp, the suspension firm but not punishing, and the whole car feels like it's urging you to have fun, even at 30 miles per hour. Zipping through city traffic, the Mini feels half the size it is. When the road opens up, it's playful but always in control. The regenerative brakes are well tuned, and the instant torque makes short work of tight gaps or tricky roundabouts. But what sets the Mini Cooper SE apart isn't just performance or style, it's the emotional connection. Owners rave about the daily excitement, the cheeky looks from other drivers, and that unique sense of occasion you get every time you climb in. There are more spacious EVs, sure, but none turn routine errands into an adventure quite like the Mini. If you want your next car to make you smile every single day, the Cooper SE is impossible to ignore. Think practicality has to mean boring? The next small EV flips that idea on its head. Hyundai Insta, roomy, refined, and ready for anything. Hyundai's Insta is proof that you can have it all: space, style, value, and the latest tech without ever needing to step up to a bigger, thirstier SUV. Brand new for 2025, the Insta arrives as a true disruptor, using every advantage of its EV platform to make daily life easier, more comfortable, and just a little bit futuristic. At first glance, the Insta looks sharp and purposeful. Strong creases, a wide stance, and Hyundai's signature pixel lights give it presence. But the real revelation is inside. By mounting the battery under the floor and stretching the wheelbase, Hyundai created a cabin with room for 5 adults and a boot that easily swallows a weekend's worth of luggage or a big grocery haul. The rear seats even slide and recline, letting you choose between maximum cargo or maximum comfort, depending on the day. Up front, the minimalist dashboard houses a huge twin-screen setup and clear, physical controls for climate and drive modes. Everything is logically placed, easy to use, and feels built to last. There are USB-C ports everywhere, wireless charging, and even a vehicle-to-load function that lets you power laptops or a picnic setup right from the car. Family-friendly? Absolutely. On the road, the Insta is quiet, calm, and efficient. The 49 kilowatt-hour battery promises a real-world range of 200–220 miles, and fast charging means you can top up from 10 to 80% in around 30 minutes. The suspension is tuned for comfort, gliding over rough roads without the bounce or rattle common in smaller cars. Hyundai's SmartSense safety tech comes standard, including adaptive cruise, lane centering, and blind spot cameras. But the Insta isn't just sensible. Owners describe it as unexpectedly fun, quick off the line, nimble in traffic, and stable on the motorway. It's the kind of car that makes errands easier, road trips more relaxing, and never draws unwanted attention. For city families or anyone who wants max utility with minimum fuss, the Insta quietly becomes the most grown-up small EV you can buy. If you think small EVs are all about compromise, the Insta will surprise you. But what if you want something even more affordable? The next car proves you don't need a massive budget to go electric in 2025. Citroen EC3, comfort and style on a budget. Citroen has always danced to its own beat, and the EC3 is the purest proof yet. If you crave comfort, character, and low costs without settling for bland design, the EC3 is your secret weapon. New for 2025, this is the French answer to boring electric city cars, and it does things its own way. From the outside, the EC3 is bold and chunky, with color options and fun touches that stand out in a sea of sensible hatchbacks. Step inside, and you're met by Citroen's legendary advanced comfort seats. pillowy, supportive, and perfect for long commutes or short dashes. The dashboard layout is simple, with a floating digital cluster, smart infotainment, and easy-to-use climate controls. The real magic, though, is in the ride. Citroen tuned the suspension for maximum comfort, so the EC3 floats over city streets and absorbs potholes like a much bigger car. The 44 kilowatt-hour battery is good for up to 199 miles, WLTP, but the car's lightweight and efficient motor mean you can often beat those numbers in mixed driving. Fast charging is on board, and maintenance costs are among the lowest in the segment. Owners love the roomy cabin, clever storage and intuitive controls. The rear seats are generous for the class, and the boot holds more than most rivals, perfect for families or anyone who actually uses their car every day. The tech is thoughtful, not overwhelming. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, rear camera, and all the must-have safety aids. Best of all, the EC3 comes in at one of the lowest prices for a full-featured EV in Europe, especially when you factor in tax credits and incentives. For those who value comfort and cost above all else, this is the car to beat. It's not the fastest or flashiest, but for daily life, the EC3 might be the most relaxing, stress-free EV on the market. Looking for the cheapest EV that's still good? Our next car takes value to a whole new level. Deia Spring, the cheapest way to go electric, and it works. Let's be real. Most affordable EVs still cost a small fortune, and many deliver little more than basic transport. The Deia Spring blows that idea apart, landing in 2025 as the most budget-friendly way to join the electric revolution, without feeling like you've made a mistake. The Deia Spring is all about simplicity. It's a compact, lightweight crossover with a 27.4 kilowatt-hour battery and a modest 44 horsepower electric motor. On paper, the numbers are humble. A real-world range of around 140 to 160 miles, a top speed that won't win any races, and acceleration that's best described as leisurely. But in the city, that's all you need. What owners love most about the Spring is how honest it is. It's easy to park, easy to drive, and cheap to insure and maintain. The interior is basic but functional, with all the essentials. Air conditioning, touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, reversing camera, and a surprising amount of space for 4 people. The boot is generous for the size, and the tall ride height gives you a better view in traffic. Charging is simple, plug in overnight at home or top up at a public charger in less than an hour. No fancy gadgets, no tech overwhelm, just reliable, frugal transport, and the value proposition is unbeatable. The Spring is often half the price of rivals, new or used, and running costs are among the lowest of any EV. Of course, the Spring isn't for everyone. It's not fast, not flashy, and not built for long motorway hauls. But as a first EV, city runabout, or second family car, it's a revelation. Owners love how much money they save every month, and many say it's the first car that's actually made owning an EV feel accessible, not aspirational. If you want to join the EV movement without breaking the bank, the Deia Spring is the no-nonsense answer. But if you're craving a little more punch, tech, or range for not much more money, the next car is about to shake up your expectations. MG4 EV. Range, value, and real driving fun. MG might be a British icon, but the 2025 MG4 EV is proof the brand is now a global force to be reckoned with. This sharp-looking hatch is shaking up the electric world with a killer mix of range, performance, and price. A true game-changer for drivers who want more, not less, for their money. Slide into the MG4 and you'll notice immediately how grown-up it feels. The cabin is modern and roomy, with space for 5 adults and a big boot. Soft touch materials, crisp digital screens, and a clean, airy design give it a premium vibe that rivals cars twice the price. The infotainment is fast, the climate controls are simple, and the whole experience feels thoughtfully engineered. But it's under the hood where the MG4 stands out. You can choose from several battery sizes, with the long-range model delivering up to 323 miles WLTP, one of the highest for any small EV, and more than enough for family road trips or big commutes. The 200 horsepower motor makes it quick off the line, and the rear-wheel drive setup means handling is agile and confidence-inspiring, even on twisty roads. Charging is fast. Up to 135 kilowatts direct current means you can get from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes. Safety tech comes standard with adaptive cruise, lane keep assist, and a full suite of airbags. Owners love the MG4's blend of comfort and performance, calling it the Tesla alternative for real people, and praising its reliability and low running costs. But perhaps the best part is the price. The MG4 consistently undercuts rivals, offering more kit, more range, and more fun for less. If you want an EV that does everything, long trips, daily commutes, or even spirited drives, the MG4 EV is the smart, sensible, and slightly cheeky choice. Still not convinced you can have it all in a small package? The next car brings a touch of luxury and Scandinavian cool to the EV revolution. Volvo EX30, the premium small EV grows up. Think all small EVs have to feel budget. Think again. The Volvo EX30 is here to prove you can have safety, style, and a genuinely premium experience without ever stepping into SUV territory. This is the car for buyers who want a little more from their daily drive, and in 2025, it's turning heads for all the right reasons. The EX30's exterior is pure Volvo. Clean lines, signature Thor's hammer lights, and an understated elegance that feels expensive without shouting about it. But it's inside where the EX30 makes its biggest statement. The cabin is a masterclass in minimalist luxury, recycled materials, soft fabrics, and a center touchscreen that controls almost everything. The seats are plush and supportive. The driving position is commanding, and every surface feels thoughtfully designed. Technology is everywhere, but never overwhelming. There's a Google-powered infotainment system, driver aids like pilot assist and 360-degree cameras, and all the active safety you'd expect from Volvo. The boot is bigger than you'd guess, and there's loads of hidden storage for the things you actually carry every day. Under the skin, the EX30 offers two battery options, with the extended range model topping 295 miles WLTP. Dual-motor all-wheel drive is available, making it quick 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, yet still calm and refined around town. The ride is smooth, the steering light and noise insulation is best in class for a car this size. What owners love most is the sense of calm the EX30 brings to daily life. It's a car that feels safe, sophisticated, and just a bit special, without being ostentatious. Running costs are low, warranty coverage is generous, and Volvo's reputation for durability is intact. For those ready to spend a little more for real quality, the EX30 is the ultimate small luxury EV. Conclusion, and there you have it, the real list of small electric cars you can buy right now that actually beat the hype. No more obsessing over the next Tesla update or waiting for a vaporware supercar. In 2025, the real electric revolution is happening at street level, where style, practicality, comfort, and value finally matter more than flash or a Silicon Valley badge. The Renault 5 E-Tech wins hearts with its retro charm and joyful driving experience. The Mini Cooper SE makes every commute a thrill, while the Hyundai Insta quietly conquers family life with more space and smart tech than you'd ever expect in a car this size. The Citroen EC3 is the antidote to stressful urban driving, and the Deia Spring makes electric mobility truly affordable for everyone. MG's MG4 is a rare blend of range, fun, and value, and the Volvo EX30 proves you don't have to give up style or luxury just because you want to go green and keep it small. So what's the best small EV of 2025? The truth is, it depends on who you are and what you love. Maybe you want a city runabout that stands out at every stoplight. Or maybe you need a practical, roomy hatchback for everyday errands. Maybe you want the cheapest possible way to ditch petrol. Or maybe you're ready to treat yourself to the next big thing in luxury, just without the big car price tag. One thing's for sure, the excuses for sticking with an old gas car are running out. Today's small EVs are more fun, more stylish, more efficient, and more accessible than ever before. They prove that you don't have to compromise on looks, performance, comfort, or cost to make the electric switch. Whether you're drawn by iconic design, tech-savvy features, or pure driving joy, there's a perfect match waiting. So the only question left is, which one will you choose? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let us know your dream spec, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest real-world car reviews. The best days of electric driving are happening right now, and the road ahead is wide open.